Nithyananda. This is Srinitya Maya Nithyananda and welcome to NTV News from Nithyananda Dhyanapidam Vidudi. It's Saturday, January 21st, 2012. The headlines. In today's talk on Bhagavad Gita, Swamiji tells how we can expand through taking up responsibility. Dial the Avatar, flood the phone lines. Dial the Avatar travels to Tiruvannamalai for Purnima. Swamiji reveals a plan for kids. Registrations for Transform Now, Jeevan Mukti Challenge growing. In legal news, conspirators defueled a legal case. Now for the main news. In today's talk on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 37, Swamiji astonished us with the assurance that each of us is responsible for the entire cosmos. The movement of planets and stars, the growth of trees, dance of wind, we are responsible for these grand activities. When we take responsibility for everything, not just for our own personal lives or for our duties within those lives, we vibrate with the highest frequencies and evolve to match them. From this evolution, our enlightenment springs out of us like clear water from rock to quench the thirst of those around us.
He is starting with a root pattern which is binding you. See here, Darshana means the liberating science is supposed to start with a root pattern. Unawareness is a fog in which all movements are added with anxiety and panic. The mixture of the anxiety and panic in unawareness is called restlessness. If you don't have anxiety, it is called sattva. If you don't have action, it is called tamas. But even in sattva, there is a fog of unawareness. Sattva is not completely out of unawareness. In your brain, there is a part responsible for thickening of your logic. That part is responsible for your administration. See, that part of the logic is thickened. Better you engage yourself in management and creativity, means better become the multidimensional personality. Take up plenty responsibility, because while you are working also your brain needs to be engaged. If not, if you are not taking the responsibility while you are working, even while you are doing something, your brain will be constantly engaged in expanding the patterns of the sense pleasures. You all know power is joyful, but you don't understand responsibility is power. Let your thickened logic be constantly engaged and entertained in creativity, 10 times more than what you think you can do. If not, you are constantly working on cunningness. Not a single act here appears ever to be done by a man free from desire, for whatever does it is the impulse of desire. The restlessness, the source of anger and desire needs to be addressed. Please understand that restlessness, which is source of anger and desire, is the worst enemy in the world. The pattern, which is the root or the source of patterns. When you know the source pattern of patterns, solution is possible.
Daily Avatar calls are flooding the phone lines in Bidadi local. Swamiji informed us the thousands of calls jam the telephone exchange between 7 to 9:30 a.m. each morning during the Dial the Avatar session. Telephone company representatives are very unable to manage the large call volume.
Still the local telephone exchange guys gets frightened. Morning means they are saying, Swamiji, our exchange is too small and some 6,000, 7,000 calls are coming at a time. You know, at this moment, morning around 7 to 9:30, our exchange gets something like 70,000 calls. Can you imagine? From all over the world. So these guys are, the whole traffic jam they are choosing. So the local exchange fellows came and said, Swamiji, we are not able to handle and we have to constantly put people to altar and do everything.
The popular morning satsang segment Dial the Avatar will travel to Tiruvannamalai for the next full moon day, Paurnami. Tiruvannamalai has been recently equipped with the required technical equipment to conduct the segment during morning satsang.
I have a news for one more news for all you guys. From this Paurnami in Tiruvannamalai also the Dial the Avatar will function. They already given the connection. We got the high-speed internet connection in Tiruvannamalai. So every month when I come to Paurnami to Tiruvannamalai, in Tiruvannamalai satsang also there will be morning Dial the Avatar. I will be taking the calls. EPBX line is fixed there also.
Swamiji revealed that he is working on a lifestyle guidance for kids that includes details such as methods to brush the teeth, to sit properly. Swamiji mentioned that this release is in remembrance of his previous learnings and practices as he continues to shower on all fortunate children and teachers in the Gurukul. This news from Swamiji was met with cheers and excited clapping from the Satsangis.
I am sitting and reading Manusmriti because I am developing the lifestyle for Gurukul kids. In 2 months it will be given to them. How they should brush, how they should wash their body, the whole thing involving. I used to follow Manusmriti. Now I am revisiting. See, I am not giving exactly as I followed. I am revisiting and making it more practical for these kids. In 2 months I will hand over how they should sit, how they should start using the words, the whole manual for Gurukul kids.
Registrations for tomorrow's night's Transform Now Jeevan Mukti Challenge are growing and have reached beyond 145 in number. Each participant is challenged to bring 10 new visitors to attend the Transform Now webinar. If successful, each will receive an energized Jeevan Mukti Mala to activate their throat chakra and purify the quality of their speech. Such a great opportunity has not been missed by these fortunate participants.
Wow. I have an announcement to make. 145 people have signed up for Explode into Enlightenment Challenge for tomorrow's webinar. Oh God! In next 35 hours, the webinar will be started. I will be having 2 hours session, full 2 hours.
And finally, in legal news, conspirators against Nithyananda who grabbed 4 of its properties during last year's turmoil have been defueled in a legal case filed through the local police service. The properties were previously used to grow rice, supported ashrams Annalaya. This success will once again continue to allow the ashram to fulfill its mission and Swamiji's mission. And that's all for today. Let's end our news with a bliss dose from Swamiji. Desireless is not the absence of desire. It is the capacity to fulfill any desire with non-attachment. Thank you for joining us and tune in for tomorrow's news on NTV Nithyananda.